have no idea. So, my fiance and I went to go see Infinity War last night. We saw a Thursday showing at 8 o'clock, and my purpose for seeing it on Thursday was I was going to do a video about it, right, on a lot of my different platforms, but especially wanted to get it to you guys on YouTube and on Twitter and some of the other places where I'm more active, right? So that was the idea, but I looked at her after this movie, and I was like, baby, I can't review this film. I can't. Because I feel like if I say even the smallest thing, I am going to give away something that is going to hurt the experience. And it is an experience of someone else when viewing this film. So like, I don't know what I'm going to do. I can't talk about it. I got to keep it quiet. Listen, I can tell you this, that Infinity War is an amazing film. And if you did wonder some things like how are they going to give appropriate screen time to all these heroes, balance the stories, balance the different tones and feel, right, from all the different characters that we're used to seeing with their standalone movies, how are they going to make all of that work? How the Russos going to bring all of that together? Then wonder no more, because they do an amazing job of that. This film is phenomenal, and it does take you on quite the emotional roller coaster. What I can say to you guys is this without spoiling anything. What I found so interesting about this film is how the film actually did handle the different tones, because you know, if you've seen any of the Guardians of the Galaxy films, they have a certain tone, right? They have a certain feel, a certain vibe to it. I wanted to know how they were going to do that when they had like Star-Lord on the screen with Tony Stark. Like, how does all of that work? Because Iron Man, again, has its own feel, its own tone, its own vibe. So how do you make all of that work? Because we're used to seeing that in the movies and have everything gel together and feel like it should be as it is, like it belongs. And boy, they do it. What happens is they actually, it has a vibe that's very familiar, but strangely new at the same time that you're watching it. So one of the great things about this movie is that it definitely feels like a Marvel movie, but it feels like something more at the same time. It feels like something different. And man, I mean, how they captured that to me is phenomenal, because I was worried about something like that. Like, this movie is a big movie to pull off. You're talking about 10 years. You're talking about the culmination of 10 years of 18 movies being brought into one, and they do that so well. So here's what I want to do. The crux of this video is I want to give you some things to look for while you're watching this movie. And my whole hope with this is that it really does heighten your enjoyment of this film as you're watching it. So a couple of tips here, or whatever you might call them, to help you really get into this movie. So let's start out with some of the basic stuff. Make sure you go to the bathroom first. It is a long movie. It doesn't drag, but it is a long movie. And I don't want you to miss anything. So make sure you go to the bathroom first. Make sure that if you're a drinker, you either temper your drinking or do whatever, because you don't want to bathroom break in the middle of this movie. If your girl talks a lot, fortunately my baby didn't say a whole bunch during the movie, but if your girl talks a lot or your boys talk a lot, you might want to leave them behind, because you don't want to miss anything in this movie. So make sure that when you go, you're not around a lot of talkers, because this is a movie that you really need to get into, which brings me to point 3, right? I think I've given you 2 points so far. This is important. Make sure that you are paying close attention with what's going on in this movie. And I want to say this especially, make sure that you're paying close attention to what the camera shows you that's outside of the dialogue. That's important, because I saw a lot of things in here. I can't get into them right now, obviously, right, because I said I didn't want to spoil anything. But I saw some things that the camera showed that you might consider Easter eggs, and I suppose they are, but I think that they were really important to the story, and I think they give us a nice entree or a nice kind of look forward into the next phase of what Marvel is doing. So that said, make sure that you are paying attention to what the camera is showing you outside of just the dialogue, which brings us to number 4, the dialogue. Pay attention to all points of the dialogue, because there is some very revealing information here that if you are paying attention, it will really heighten your enjoyment of this film. That's why you can't go to the bathroom, right? That's why you can't refill your popcorn. You can't refill your soda. Eat and drink it slow, because you can't miss anything. You have to pay attention to the dialogue. Some very important things that happen in this dialogue as well. And then the last thing is really, I guess it's not really a tip, because most of us know, right, if we've seen Marvel movies before, is make sure you stay to the end. For God's sakes, if you come with somebody and they don't know to stay to the end, you do what you have to do to get them to stay to the end. I'm talking anything, man. Body slam them, sit on them, tackle them. What's the thing that the cowboys do with the ropes and the lasso? Hog tie them, do whatever, stay to the end. There is an end credit scene that I promise at the end of the end credit scene, you'll be like, whoa. That's how I was. I was like, whoa. I looked at my baby who really doesn't know a whole bunch about Marvel movies. I was like, girl, did you see that? I was like, yo, it was so, oh man. So that said, Infinity Wars is really, really, really good. Everything that you thought it was going to be. And I'm not even trying to give it like special grace. I can't find anything wrong with this film. Like Thanos said, it's perfectly balanced stuff. Man, it was so good. I mean, it really, listen, in all seriousness, it really is an experience. It really is something that you definitely want to check out because it's tremendous. It is very, very good. So listen, guys, hopefully you'll check it out. We definitely are going to talk more about this. I'm going to go into this spoiler big time, and I'm going to wait. I'm not even going to wait until like Sunday or Tuesday to do a spoiler. I'm going to wait a while because a lot of you guys probably have not seen this film. So I'll do my spoiler talk later. I don't know how many views it's going to get. It doesn't even matter. I want to make sure that I don't mess up you getting the experience of seeing this film. So when we do spoiler talk, you can jump in because you've seen everything. And honestly, I feel like you got to see it twice. I'll be going to see it again tomorrow. So that said, you guys, hopefully this was helpful for you. Hopefully no spoilers or anything. I do want to say one last thing. What you think you know about this film, what you think you figured out, you have not. I'll leave that there. So, guys, thank you so much as always for watching. If you like this, if you like talking comic book movie stuff, if you like the show Into the Badlands on AMC, if you like movies in general, make sure you hit that subscribe button, which should be popping up right now. So a circular button of me in the middle of it. And make sure you hit the notification bell, you guys. We are excited about what's happening in movies.